It's recording.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're doing Marbury versus Madison and just a case analysis. And basically, John Adams appointed William Marbury to the Justice of Peace in the District of Columbia before his term ended. And Thomas Jefferson, once inaugurated, told his Secretary of State, James Madison, to withhold Marbury's commission as Justice of Peace.
So in December 1801, Marbury filed his lawsuit on Madison, and on February 24th, 1803, the court made its final decision. Now, Marbury petitioned for a writ of mandamus, which is a demand to correct an abuse of will, against the act of Madison, as he thought it was illegal.
And this case had to deal with the authority of the decision-making bodies of the government, the legislative and the executive branch of Congress. And Marbury thought that they had too much power with no outside say in the decision.
The Supreme Court ruled that Marbury had the right to the commission as peace of justice, and therefore the act of Jefferson was unconstitutional. Now, this was the first time that the government ruled an act of Congress unconstitutional, so it was kind of a big deal. It also stated that Section 13 of the Judiciary Act of 1789 was unconstitutional because it stated that you can enlarge the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, which violates Article 3, Section 2 of the Constitution that states that all jurisdiction with cases affecting ambassadors and consuls of the government goes to the Supreme Court. So therefore, because nothing could be done about this, the Supreme Court established judicial review, which gave them the right to deem a law unconstitutional.
Marbury and Madison even affects present day, as in it further established the notion that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and that the Supreme Court had the right to intervene with cases that tried to violate the Constitution. So if anything was to be violated, they would throw it out. And influences of Marbury versus Madison are still apparent today, such as same-sex marriage, which was held unconstitutional until the Supreme Court reached a S4 decision, in which Justice Anthony Kennedy said same-sex couples respect marriage and ask for equal dignity in the eye of the law. So it is granted by the Constitution, which is why they granted the right. And that's it.
Thank you. Hang on.
You talking about S4 decision?
What was it?
5.